All right, we should be live with some new music finally. I just searched up royalty-free music for live streaming. This is the 12-hour video I got. Hopefully there aren't a bunch of ads in this video, or else I'll have to like change it to something else. We are nearing the end game of the animations. Of the animation. We just need him to freak out here in the last couple of what is it, like 60 frames, 50 frames we have to do, and then we gotta do some other final touches as well to really finish the animation. Although I don't know if I will stream the finishing touches. I think I'm only gonna be streaming the animation part of all of this journey, and then maybe make a time lapse out of the footage. We'll see. But this is where we're at. So let's see what is gonna happen next. Right. Next frame should be an open. Oh, whoops! This is. Oh, that's good too. We should make a new layer for that either way. Alright, or a new cell as it's called. And so it begins. Let's see here. Alright. Open mouth is what he's gonna be doing. And his hands should be moving as well. So they've just settled. But I'm thinking I'm going to have them do a quick, basically shaky motion as he says alright. Which means he will do something like this with his hands. Could honestly maybe keep this hand that I drew right here as an example, because it's kind of following the shape that I'm thinking of anyways. Sort of, at least. Maybe not the best actually. Maybe the middle finger should be like up here, actually. And we remove like this weird middle finger. It looks kind of odd though. Because I mean, I guess technically this finger should be going up like that. Like so. Oops. But I think that's good to have like a new hand as he like I'm guessing we're gonna have it shake up, right? Yeah. We want the whole hand to kind of move upwards here. Although maybe not too much. Like maybe this is a bit too much. Like so. I'm thinking we might move it forward a bit. Maybe it moves backwards if it moves up like this. Actually. And we have the hand going like this. And we're gonna have to do this mouth. We want to make these sweat drops more apparent as he's getting more scared here. Maybe not too apparent. size go down a little bit here. Like so. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Now, jump up, and down. Is that a gorilla song? No. That's Jet Set Radio, no? Jump up now. No, that's oh, what the fuck, what song is that? I'm eating Doritos at the same time as I'm drawing. It does have ads in it, what the fuck. That's so annoying. The question is, do we move the head down? Maybe the head stays the same, kinda. Pretty much the same position. As the body kinda moves up, maybe. Oops. Oh, oops. That's top there. Alright. Chillin', streamin'. Scheiße. This shouldn't be going exactly like that though. Maybe a bit more like so. Oh, this one looks kind of weird, this hand. It's supposed to move, maybe it should move more forward than maybe like out. And that'll be like, maybe it just needs to be out more like this. Does that fix it kinda? Not super well, but a little bit I guess, kinda. Let's remove the onion skin. Take a look here. This kinda works. Big problem is that though. I want this stump to hold the same angle though. Which is, this is the angle kinda. It's kinda hard to draw this angle. Something like this. Like so, kinda. Now a big difference here is that that hand actually goes down compared to the other one, which is, or those fingers actually move down compared to the other one. But it's kinda fine though. It'll just have to be that way for now. And so we're gonna have to have the shoulder kinda move up with the entire thing, I think. Or do we not want that maybe? Maybe we want it to be more like... it's actually pretty expressive though, I kinda like it. This should not be going backwards though. Should be going like this and... you know, we should just draw the entire thing actually. Draw this thing. Then move it up. Quite a fair ways. Like so. We can move it up a little bit more actually. We can move this up a little bit as well. Not as much as that one. Like that. Now the question is, does he move? Okay, let's first of all take a look at this. I think it moves down actually, just a little bit down and forward here. And I mean like not by much, because he's supposed to be pretty static here. Unless I want him to throw himself into another action pose. No, I think we do want him to go forward here. But maybe a little bit up actually. Yeah, actually we want to be a little bit up, I think. As this goes up in anticipation, as he's gonna do these hands, basically this pose again. Like, alright, okay. Now I have an idea of kind of what I'm thinking here. But this leg is completely incorrect, so let's ignore that leg. Oh, this one is oddly hard to draw correctly. I take this, we rotate this part of the leg up like this. I think we should do an extreme pose here, which is gonna be basically this pose, but a bit more forward. We could maybe even do just that. We could probably copy this one. So we do this. We duplicate this layer. We put 44 EA here. We remove 45 A should be up here too, I think, right? For it to make sense. 45 here, 45. No, we have 45, 44, 45, 46 actually will come afterwards. But we're gonna place it out later. But we can move this in like here, I think. It's gonna be a good spot. And you can kind of already see the plan I have here in action. We're gonna want to like rotate these hands a lot. Let me turn off the onion skin. And honestly, maybe we want it to be... Oh, it's so hard with these legs, because I've kind of broken their logic here when I start bending them like this, which makes no sense really. Uh, what's the sound it makes here? He does make an R sound here. I'm gonna try and... Actually, I'm gonna keep those there. I'm gonna draw these big ones here. And I'm gonna put them in their place. Like so. Now I'm gonna have to just... Now I know where they're supposed to be. Oops, and then we wanna group them a little bit, I think. Have them do their sweat kinda dribble thing.
Be a one-time thing. Alright, I was
Alright. Saying alright, which is gonna be a one-time thing. We gotta fix these legs really quick. Honestly, that might just be fine.
I was
That should be good. This can be 46. And 46 will basically be the same frame, but a bit settling into the other in the other direction. And so what that means is this. Let's draw the head first, actually. I should probably try and make the same mouth, maybe, as that one before. So it doesn't look too goofy, like too different all the time. At the same time, it is a different sound, kinda. Where was it? It was up there. It's a bit too far away from the eyes, maybe over there. Let's see here. Since it's not smiling, the eye goes down a little bit more. Yeah, we are in the end game now. What's up, Evan? It's not long left. It's just this part here. And when we're done, we're done. It's gonna be awesome. Then we can upload it to YouTube. And it'll be a memory forever. It will be on the cloud. Quite the technology we have. So how's your day been? Because mine's been pretty chill. Of course it will be a YouTube classic. Probably the most... It would be like up there with the... like videos like A Day at the Zoo. It will be up there with videos like Pokemon theme dubbed or whatever it's called. This first Smosh video they made. It will be up there with yeah. Is it early where you're at? Like super early, or do you just wake up late? Charlie bit my finger. Yeah, exactly. Will be. Oh my god. Old classics, viral videos. Oh my god. It will be up there with. I don't know. Does Gangnam Style count as a classic video? I guess it's. I mean, it's not really from the same era, is it? It's like it's a different era. Gangnam Style is like the same era as like What Does the Fox Say and just all those when music videos were just getting bigger. Yeah. No, I get you. I like sleeping late too. I didn't wake up super early today. Yeah, Gangnam Style. Talk about just some of the best stuff that's out there, you know. Alright, I need to move this head up, don't I? Wait, because he's going... Wait, I need to... Shit, I didn't even think about that. I haven't heard that song since it was released. I'm doing fine. I woke up a bit ago. I watched just kind of YouTube videos. I ate some snacks. I have some snacks next to me still. And now I'm gonna be animating for a while. See if I can finish this last part. That's about it, really. Just chilling in for the weekend. That's pretty nice. It's the weekend soon. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Oh, do I have his head go up or down here?
Alright, I was yeah.
Oh wait, because it goes... Yeah, actually, it's supposed to go up here. I think. Like so. Yeah. Can you guess which snack it is on the crunch? I'm sorry if you don't like eating sounds. One more. Okay. Think you got a clue? It is, of course, Doritos. It is! You're correct. It is Doritos. You are spot on. They have an iconic sound, don't they? Oh my god, ads. I found a different playlist for music that is royalty free. That isn't just weird jazz and it's for streaming, but it has ads and it annoys me. LFG, what does that stand for? Is that like a type of taste for Dorito, or is that like the brand? I don't actually know who makes Doritos. I'm guessing it is the Doritos company. Or maybe it's LFT. League for Gamers. No, I don't know. Well, actually, this is the wrong... Or I guess I could just move it up. Move this up like this. And then we take this and now we move this whole thing up a bit like this. That's better. Aha! Right, of course. Let's fucking go. How did I not know that? I feel like I should have. Maybe that's like an acronym used a lot, I don't know. But I haven't actually seen that before that much. Honestly, quite surprised I haven't seen that. LFG. It's a lit acronym though. I'm gonna start using that myself, I think. Amazing, wonderful, fantastic. Oh right, it's actually like the if it's I don't know if it's a Twitch emote, but I know which face you're thinking to, what you're referring to. Thank you, by the way, Doctor uh, Doctor Ed. Can you pronounce it Ed? Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. I wish that song was royalty free so we could play that instead of these lo-fi beats, but so is life. How's your day been, Dr. ETD? Oh shit. That's pretty good placement. Like so. That okay. I think that'll work.
It's gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll look good. As he like starts, he's gonna do this little shimmy kinda, where he's like emphasizing his. Maybe it's a bit weird to have the thumb. Oh, but I know what to do then. Genius thumber here knows exactly what to do. Pull the thumb in a bit for this frame. And then pull this thumb out a bit for this frame as well. Exactly. And then honestly, I should probably... I'll do that in the next settling pose maybe. Let's just do this first. Anyone doing anything fun for the weekend? Yeah, it is next level thumb tech, you know. I'm thinking I might do some other thumb tech here as well, because if we then also have it overshoot here and then settle, I don't know if this detail will be visible in the animation. It would be nice if it is though, because I'm doing it so subtly, which with such subtlety. Oh my god, English is hard. But it should feel like it should look pretty decent though. And then this should move up a bit. Oh shit. I mean, that will move up as well, but maybe not too much. Oh, that will work probably. Most of it is just right off the dome. I've drawn a lot of hands before, so I kind of like I've drawn a hand in this position before, right? And then I would probably have looked at like a photo or something. But because I have done it before, I can kind of remember like, oh yeah, the fingers just kind of went like this, and that you could see the top of the hand, over here, and you could see the thumb kind of point out like this, and maybe where it connects, and then the fingers would just kind of almost like line up. And so a lot of it is off the dome, but it's from previous experience of drawing a lot of hands. So like I've drawn these hands before, I've drawn, weird hands. So sometimes that's the problem, like sometimes I'll have a very big problem drawing a certain hand, and the reason why is because I've just never really drawn it before. And that's, when you'll have to look at your own hands, maybe take a photo of a hand. Yeah, yeah, or visualize it, I guess. Uh, I've got pretty decent visualization, I suppose. It helps a lot with animation. I know some people have a harder time with that, like with aphantasia and stuff, which just lets you not be able to visualize at all, which can make it pretty hard. But I know that there's a lot of animators who are amazing even with aphantasia, so there's no issue really if you have problems visualizing things. Uh, this thumb I think should also go down a bit. That's better. But yeah. Wait, shouldn't this arm go up? Have I done this wrong? Like so? And this too should go up. Like that. There we go. We're gonna move this up a little bit as well. Not too much. His shoulder should be visible here, so we're gonna draw it barely visible here. And then we gotta do this as well, before we also move his entire body. I'm thinking if we remove onion skin, let's see here. Boom, boom, okay. That's probably correct, right? I think that's correct position. Is he moving a bit too fast though? Maybe it needs to be a 3-framer. Like, let's see how this looks. Is that better? I don't know. Sometimes like timing these things are really hard. Maybe this one needs to be 3 frames. Ooh, I do kind of like that. Like the hold on the into that. Maybe it's moving down too much. Yeah, I think it's gonna look better when I get another frame in, because it still feels a bit wacky, but I think as soon as we get like a 3rd frame into this, that might look a bit wacky too, though. We're gonna have to heighten this a bit. I think. It's not super important, I guess, but maybe the legs the legs will just not be the most accurate thing in this animation. But what can you do? Who looks at the legs of a character ever? I mean, let's be honest. Who takes the time of their day to look at legs? I don't. I sure as hell never do that. Maybe we wanna move that. Oh, sure, shit. Like so. Probably wanna move this a bit to the right as well. Thanks. Yeah, I wish there was. I mean, there is probably a lot of yeah, No, it is a lot of. It is fun to animate when you have fun. It's fun to animate. Yeah, no, I also wish I remember there was not too long ago. I follow a lot of back in the day when I used Twitter a lot. I don't use it as much anymore because X kind of ruined it, right? It's just filled with shit. But I used to follow a lot of animators on Twitter, and a lot of them are rough animators, as it's called. You know, they would for anime often, but it's like very cool. You know, it's called Sakuga. You know, the very often quick fight scenes that look amazing, uh, and it looks. It's just so. Everything's on model quite often, even though it's rough, and it just looks amazing. And I've always wanted to see like their approach to their shots and stuff, but I haven't been able to find anything about that. So yeah, I'm happy you can maybe learn something from how I do things. So I'm a pretty straight. All animators do animation pretty differently. Obviously, I do. You can, as you probably have noticed, by the way I do this, pretty straight ahead, as it's called. You know, just kind of have an idea of where I want it to go, and then I kind of force my way there. Sometimes I'll do keyframe or key poses, you know, so I'll like draw one pose first and the other pose, and then I'll do some in betweens, and I'll utilize that. But I often kind of have an idea of where I want to go, and then just kind of brute force it, which is not the best thing in the world, but because you can often fuck up pretty heavily and have to redo a bunch of stuff. Uh, but yeah, what does he say now?
I was yeah.
He just does the same kind of sound. Maybe we do a 3-er then.
I was yeah. I was.
Uh, uh, yeah, we'll do a 3-er. Yeah, true. Yeah, that indeed. That's you're completely correct. All approaches to animation has, you know, their perks and their drawbacks, and like you say, uh, uh, you can get a bit boxed in because then you have to, you know, find your way with the key poses you put out. But at the same time, I mean that as a perk shows that you, if you have a good uh, blocking, as it's called, right, when you put out all your keyframes, like you know it's gonna look good if you can somehow, you know, put it together. But sometimes that means you also have to uh, change your key poses because you realize that this moves too quickly, or this doesn't make sense, or he's this jump. Like I've had sometimes when I've done this that kind of stuff before, I've noticed that sometimes, you know, I have a character stand here, right, and then like like this, all cool. And then in the next frame, or in the next pose or whatever, the next big thing that he does is like over here, and like it looks great in the keyframing, but then the step, this isn't very accurate. Maybe it's like this far away, and like the step he has to take to go from here, like it's really 2 steps he needs to take. You know, he can't just take 1 step. But I don't have time to animate 2 steps, so then it can look kind of wacky. You know, so it is, and then you have to change the key posing instead, which means that you have to kind of change a lot of things. So yeah, it can be quite difficult. But I mean, that's also something you learn, right? Is how to do a good blocking, and to note this when you're maybe doing something a bit too out of reach or too crazy, or not crazy enough as well. So yeah, but yeah, my style is the problem. This very bad thing about this style is that it's often too late when you realize that this is not really what you want, because then you've already animated like 7 frames, and it's like, yeah, this doesn't look good enough. I want it to look differently, and then you have to remove 7 frames of work and do it again. So it's not the best. I would probably still advise to do like a more detailed blocking before doing all of these extra frames that I'm doing already. But everyone has their own approach. That's just how it works. That does sting. But at least, you know, you lose work because of your own fault. The thing that stings the most And oh my god, I have quit so many projects back in the day because of this. When I was using Adobe Animate and Adobe Flash, was Flash crashing and taking the file with it and all the progress. That happened on a few animations that I was working on. And when that happened, often I would just be like, yeah, I guess I'm not working on this anymore. This is just not something I'm working on. But sometimes, if you really are you are very motivated with a certain project and you really want to make it, you will look through that pain and work through it, and you will say, I knew this was going to happen eventually. I don't know how many more times it will happen, but I will continue. And then you try again. I did that on a few things too, but that was more often maybe school assignment stuff. Like the alien video I did, if you remember that one. I made a little alien video where it's like a kid who blinds an alien and also like blinds his bully or whatever. I just did that for school. And bro, that thing crashed probably like 3 times when I was working on. But the good thing with that one though is that it wasn't all in one animation file. I was making different shots, obviously different files. That's true. You usually learn a lot from the lost file, right? So you can often just make it better. But it does sting a lot though when you do something again and it does not look better, because that can also happen. That has happened to me as well. And that hurts. That can be pretty bad. Now I'm doing the thumbtack again. The thumbtack idea is that it will move forward, or maybe it's moving a bit too forward, and maybe I need to make it like ever slightly forward pushed, like this. Yeah. But everything can't always be perfect. That's just literally I feel like that's the first thing you should teach an animator, is like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Or at least not right now. If you want it to be perfect, then go back to it later when you have at least something to look at. I feel like that kind of goes for most things as well. Like if you're painting or whatever, you won't see a lot of people painting from the idea of making it the most perfect thing ever at first, and then they might continue to slowly but surely make it perfect. Yeah, no, exactly. And that is the thing, right, is that yeah, you gotta get through the poop bits, but you should always be ready to get through poop bits, kind of also because no matter how experienced you are, it's like you are always learning, and you should kind of try and come from a mindset of like even if you are professional, and to a degree I am professional. I haven't worked a lot with animation, right, professionally, but I have done, some professional things for some stuff. But you can't, about the thing called what's that called? The syndrome. What's the syndrome called? Where you think you are worse than everyone else because you see their things and you feel bad. Imposter syndrome. Yeah, sometimes it takes a while to remind myself of that. Yeah, exactly. No, I get it. It's easy to forget and to think that like you are supposed to be good, but really no one says you're supposed to be good. I mean, maybe someone says, but if they say that, then that just means that they believe in you. you are already good, right? That's what you gotta remind yourself of, really. And what you really should be trying to do is just get better, right? Or just do it because it's fun. You don't always have to fucking be the best in the world either, right? There's no reason to do it, or like to always get better and better. Just having fun will make you somewhat better in the run either way. So, what sound is it making here?
I was yeah.
It's still uh, like so. Like this. That's good. Well, these sweat drops are getting a bit too big, maybe. I kinda like it though. True and real. I agree. Oh, come on. There's so many things I want to get better at too. Yeah, do so. You should do that. It's always fun to draw when you're motivated. You got something you like to draw in particular? Like, is it perhaps characters, environments, animals? Like a caveman? Or as in you're gonna draw a caveman, or you're gonna draw on the walls? Aliens, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I like aliens. Aliens are pretty sick. Aliens and creatures. You like that what's that book called? That that everyone that I saw all over the place on YouTube before. That is all about like the human species in the future, and then they turn into goop because aliens. Because aliens. What's that one called? All Tomorrows or something. I think. Or is it All Tomorrows? Yeah, it is All Tomorrows. Yeah. Yeah, I saw a little bit about that. It's like a funny little like alternate universe thing for what happens to humans. It's kind of funny. I like the sketches of the star people or whatever, like the evolved humans that are star people. Is what they're called, and they look like super goofy. Oh, it's real. Well, I'm happy I don't live yet, or yet. What I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm happy I don't live in that time then, in the future. You know, often people are scared about the time we live in today. For geopolitical reasons. Wars. With, I don't know, Donald Trump, whatever. But hey, at least you can always think like in the future it might be worse. Maybe aliens turn humans into those like squares. They do, they do. Actually, why did I draw this higher up? I should not draw this higher up. Like this. Yeah. That, I'm glad to be skipping that.
one-time thing. Alright, I was yeah.
Maybe it needs to be like that.
Alright, I was yeah. I was just thing. Alright, I was yeah. I was
That's a bit better, I think. No, which one? I saw. I haven't seen it, but I saw that he had released like a trailer for one, didn't he? I'm gonna take a look real quick. David Firth. I wrote fourth, but whatever. Glice. Oh, it's out. Or guys. Guys? It's like lies, but it's something else. I'll have to take a look at that. Oh, really? A freaking nightmare right after watching it. You mean like when you went to bed that day you actually had a nightmare about it? He's good at scaring you. Like he does very creepy stuff. I love his stuff. They're very good. I actually kind of am a big fan of I'm a very big fan of like obviously everyone loves his salad fingers and they're great. But I've always been like a big socks enjoyer. But also, what are they called? The ones that always feel so dreamy. I mean, a lot of them are based on dreams, as I've understood it, if I remember correctly. I think I saw like an interview with him. Oh, it is socks. It is socks that are about the dreams. Yeah, a lot of them are just dreams that he's had, and that's I think is funny, or that he's trying to capture kind of the sense of a dream, and that I feel like he's the closest I've ever seen someone catch a dream, at least. Because like they can be so nonsensical yet so logical, just like a dream. And like, yeah, I just love it. He is pretty goated. Definitely up there with the most influential animators, I think, on the internet. I mean, who would they be? Obviously, we got the fucking. We got David Firth, Felix Colgrave, Igor Raptor. I guess to a lesser extent, maybe Oni Cartoons and Psychic Pebbles. I'm not saying that they weren't influential, they were very influential, but I feel like they were also influenced by people like Igor Raptor and David Firth and stuff. Uh, James Lee, is that his name? I feel like he's one. Yeah, Felix Colgrave is also great. I think it's fun that a lot of those YouTubers, they kind of, or people, animators, kind of went, one out of like three routes. Either they became like content creators, or they uh, started doing like they're actually like full on artsy stuff. Like I would say that Felix Colgrave and kind of David Firth, I wouldn't call them as much content creators as they are like kind of just artists in a way. Even though they make content in a way, but it's like, I mean, it's like once a year, and it's like a piece. And or they turn into like or they go into the industry. Actually, there are some people that actually work in the industry, which is pretty cool to see. I mean, some people kind of just made their own industry in that sense, or like made it into the industry forcibly. Like I feel like Psychic Pebbles and Michael Cusack, they made Smiling Friends, and they were finally able to just make their own TV show, instead of having to like work on someone else's stuff. Although I'm sure they probably did work on other people's stuff before, because they have had to. I'm guessing like there was a big gap between cartoons coming from those two guys and Smiling Friends. Like they must have been doing other things, probably working professionally or like freelancing. I'm guessing.
gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was
Is this a bit weirdly timed though?
gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was yeah.
Wait, what is...
Time thing. Alright.
Oh, maybe it's this mouth that is fucking me off because it's here twice.
Alright. I was
Or maybe it's not wrong.
thing. Alright. I was yeah. I was
What? Why does... Something is bugging me right now.
gonna be a one-time thing. Alright. I was yeah.
And I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I should just continue and not think about it.
One-time thing. Alright. I was yeah. It's gonna be a one-time thing. Alright. I was
Hard to know. Can you guess what I'm drinking then? I don't know if you can hear me drinking though, but... So I'm eating Doritos. What goes with Doritos? You get one... You get two guesses.
one-time thing. Alright. I was
No. But that is a good guess. So you get one more guess. Very, very good guess.
just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright.
No, I'm sorry. It's Monster Energy drink. I was thinking that's also pretty gamerish, right? Gamer coded. But it was good guesses, especially Mountain Dew. I remember that. That was very MLG days.
Alright. I was yeah. I was I was
Okay, I think I'm gonna make an open mouth here. I need to think where he's gonna go from here now. The next pose. He did the little shimmy, shaky with the hands.
I was yeah. I was just gonna be a one. Alright. I was yeah. I was just gonna be a one-time thing. We stand here today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright. I was yeah. I was just gonna be a one. It was yeah. I was just gonna be a.
It's kind of hard. Do I go to the right here? Do I have him like start like looking at the camera more instead of just the gun?
I was yeah. I was just gonna be. I was yeah. I was.
I think I will actually. I'm gonna do an in-between before doing the key pose, because that's how I work for some reason. Not optimal, but whatever. And the key pose is gonna be... him doing yeah, he's going what, and then he's gonna do a whoa later, but try and move this down. Have a sweat, and I'm thinking it's time to also... These pupils I feel like have just gotten longer and longer. I've also gotten more and more tilted. So I'm thinking, let's see here. We move his entire face a bit to the right as he's about to look into the camera instead of just the gun. He's been trying to dispel the gun to move away, but it's not moving. So he's gonna have to try and talk some sense into the other people. Really try and make them understand that it was supposed to just be a one-time thing. And then we move it like here. I think I'm gonna try and lower his hands now a bit. so. Take this hand, move it down. Maybe we can actually keep it in the same angle. Like so, we take this. Actually, this should be on the same place. Take this shoulder, however. We take the entire arm, like this. And we move it down a little bit. Like so. And we're probably gonna want to move this forward a little bit. For some reason. Like that. Looks good. I streamed 2.5 hours yesterday as well. And I drew, I don't know if, did I count the frames when you were here last time? The first stream you were here, I drew 13 frames. And the second time I also drew 13 frames. Or I mean the frame, or the stream yesterday, so hopefully I can get a bit more than 13 frames today, but I don't know. I feel a bit sluggish today actually, so it might not happen. I was thinking I would finish this like today or this week, but it might take a bit more energy than that. I don't know. Right, I'm thinking that too. At least 14 should be doable, right? I think if I start duplicating frames, it should definitely be possible. Instead of doing this like redraw thing that I'm doing every time. Because this redraw thing that I'm doing every time is just not very smart. I don't know why I'm doing it, but it looks good though. It looks nice. I do think it looks. You can kind of tell that it's redrawn almost every time. Like so. Then we go. I'm just gonna see. Should I have him move up or down here? Because here he will go.
I was just gonna be. I was
I was just gonna be a one-time thing. That's what it's saying. I wish I could see. I wish I could scrub the timeline so I know where is this
I was just.
Yeah.
I was just gonna be. I was
Was. Maybe ya should be like a very expressive face. Well, I wanna have the very, very expressive face be like here at the end when he's freaking out.
It's gonna be a one-time.
It's just gonna be a one time. Let's turn this off.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Yeah, it is pretty it's pretty annoying having to just like kind of try and see, kind of like I can obviously see on the waves here that this is where it goes. Yeah, was just gonna be one time. But it's kind of hard to kind of see in my head how I want him to move through it though for some reason.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing. We stand here today with the inventor
Oats.
of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just one-time thing. Alright, I was
Is it lagging there? I think it is.
gonna be a one-time thing. Alright,
Yeah.
I was
We'll have it here. And I'm thinking I'm gonna move the legs now as well. For the final one, so this leg is gonna start moving. He's gonna have big spread legs by the end of this. He's gonna spread them legs.
I would.
Which means I probably actually kind of want him to land. I have an idea of what I want actually. Now. Also, I kind of realized something that I don't like that I kind of did here. It's important to fix some of the issues you may or may not like miss or regret, so you don't like the longer you ignore it, the more stuff you have to fix later. I want to just fix the color so it's in front of the face. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, I know what to do. I know what to do. Now comes a big in between, I think. Like we're talking big. They're doing a very OE mouth. Scheiße. Like this. We're gonna have to move this a bit more to the right. We're gonna have to move these two a bit more to the right. As he's starting to look towards the cameraman. And the entire head itself is gonna be going a bit more to the right. Which means that the neck is gonna be moving a bit more forward. Now I have to think kind of hard here how I want this hand here to kind of look. Do I want it to instantly move like this? Is that a bit too quickly though? Maybe not if I like angle it. That's a bit better. And we move it down a bit like this. You actually want to move the entire arm down a bit, like this. Okay, looks good. Drink some monster, I gotta get that energy back. I'm gonna draw this hand a bit more cooped up, I think. Like this, probably. Like so. Looks a bit goofy though, but kinda works in motion. I feel like these fingers are so huge, and then when they turn like this, it kinda looks a bit goofy. But, you know, we'll just let it be for now. Let's see here. This jacket's gonna move down a bit. Yeah, soon I'm also gonna have to angle this arm to be more outwards then, or rather the jacket will be more centered, so tell me, have you ever heard of a YouTube channel called Semi-Work and or Thunder Humor? This is just me wondering, because it's a channel I looked at a lot when I was a kid growing up. But there's a good chance you haven't seen them because it's like a technically a Swedish. Yeah, it makes sense. Uh, Now they're called Semi-Work, I believe, but they, to give some context, there's this a Swedish YouTube channel that made some funny videos way back in the early days, like a Swedish Smosh kind of almost, or like a Swedish whatever. And then one of them was an animator, and he made like animated skits. And eventually he made an English-speaking animation channel called Thunder Humor with his buddy, and who was also an animator, and they made like animated skits on YouTube. And then they stopped making YouTube videos because they made a game instead. They made a game called what was it, Voidigo, which is a pretty cool game actually. I have played it actually a bit, but yeah. But they are a couple of people that exist. I was just thinking about animators that I watched as when I was growing up and like trying to remember names, remember people. And Thunder Humor was one of those. Yeah, exactly. They made Voidigo, indeed. That's took them a little bit of time. I think because they stopped making videos because they were making Voidigo. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. It is pretty fun to play too. It's a fun roguelike. You go around killing. You have to hunt the boss instead. Or actually, they might have changed that now. I don't remember. I played it when it was like early access, kinda. Beat the game a few times, but it was a lot smaller then. So it's probably got a lot more stuff in it now. But yeah, it's a cool game.
gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just.
Okay, this is, I think this is gonna look good actually. Just gonna turn to the microphone here.
I was just gonna be a one.
I think. Do we hold it for 3 frames really?
I was just gonna be a one.
Actually, yeah, we do. Because we're gonna have a extreme pose here, I think. Where he's like holding out his hands like, please. Does that make sense? Kinda? I'm gonna have to like make this microphone invisible. Let's see here. Maybe it should be like a like one of these kind of hands. This is always a weird hand to draw, but it kind of works. Kind of looks a bit goofy, but it kind of looks a bit funny too. Like an outstretched palm hand like this. As long as it sort of makes sense, it's fine. Like this. Probably gonna want to have the head be further down. Let's do the head here. What does it say here?
Yeah.
Did you watch any more Arcane? Have I gone time around to do that? Maybe. All right. Yeah. I gotcha. It's funny, I can tell you a little funny thing that is also a little bit embarrassing because it sounds like I'm obsessed, but I'm really not. But but when Arcane Season 1 released, I saw it 12 times, that show. Not on my own, by the way. It was just that I saw it with different friend groups as well as my family, because my family wanted to watch it as well. And by myself. And at school as well. I was going to school at that time. Yeah. Or I was going to animation school, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Um, so it's not high school. But yeah, exactly. Sheesh. I saw it a lot of times. But that was mainly because everyone was like, "Oh, I've heard about Arcane. Should I watch Arcane?" And I would be like, "Yeah, definitely. It's a great show." And they were like, "Yeah, we can watch that if you want to." "Oh, you'd already seen it." And I'd be like, "I'm fine seeing it again, I guess." Because, you know, as an animator, it looks really good. It's very fun to analyze and like look at all this stuff. Even though you're watching it again, technically. But, yeah, it's 12 times might have been honestly a bit too much, maybe. So I'm not planning on doing the same thing for the second season, I gotta say. But maybe 2 times. I could see myself watching it. Let's see here. 10 times Breaking Bad, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy as well. I mean, that's 6 seasons. Every season is like 10 hours. That's dedication. I have a friend who does that too. He'll like have Breaking Bad or some other show that he likes or liked when he was a kid in the background of whatever, whilst he's doing whatever it is he's doing. Which leads to him having also seen like Breaking Bad like 12 times or something because he's just had it in the background. But then, you know, you're not technically watching it, I guess, you're just having it in the background. But yeah. Oops. It doesn't go that far up though. It goes like here, and then it goes like down here. Maybe. Yeah. I haven't really watched shows. I usually have like podcasts or stuff in the background. Oh. Like Friends and I don't know, what's it called? Seinfeld? I haven't watched that many sitcoms. I watched some of The Office. Ah. So you listen to them and then you visualize them in your head and then you that's pretty smart. I've actually never thought about that. Maybe I should try that sometime. I've never done something like that before. Oh, Always Sunny, of course. Have you heard the Always Sunny podcast? I listened to that a lot when I was at work before. It was a podcast I was putting a lot of hours into. Which is sad because they stopped making episodes not too long ago. Or it is a while ago. They never said that they would stop. They just kind of stopped doing the podcast after like episode 60. They made like 60 episodes of the podcast and then just disappeared. And I don't know why. I don't know if they ever said why. That's a big jump.
I was just gonna be.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the reason, right? But they work on a season in the middle of their podcast. They talk a lot about it during their podcast. Because the podcast, the 60 episodes they did was for the span of like. Oh yeah, you did, yeah. Because that podcast was like for the span of like 2 years or something, maybe more. It was like 3 years, and they made like a season, maybe even 2 seasons of the show during the podcast, and then they stopped. But yeah, maybe they did. Maybe it was just too much to do the podcast at the same time. Maybe it was just like we can't do everything at once, which makes sense, you know. Of course. But yeah, I really like listening to that podcast. They are quite funny, those guys and gals. Okay, so now we're gonna have this big, wide leg. I haven't seen that many seasons of the show. I saw like the first 4 seasons of the show. So I guess because I've heard the same thing. People are like, yeah, they kind of got a bit more boring towards the end. So I guess I saved myself from that. But I do know that some of the best episodes are still in the later seasons. Like, and I haven't seen those. I've only seen clips from those. So I do kind of wish to watch a bit more at some point.
I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Bit of a jump, but I like it.
Standing today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
That is good. Oh, we are nearing the end of this fucking animation. It's so nice. Oh, it's not long left. Oh my god. Thanks. But when I'm done with this, I will do a little bit more stuff. I will, like this gun, for example, here to the left is gonna be looking a bit differently, I think. And I'm gonna have to move a few things. I think I will do some editing in like DaVinci Resolve. Put a, what's it called? I'll put like a, what is that called? Like when you have like a bit of a dark rim to the entire thing, kind of growing in. That's called something. A vignette. Is that what it's called in English though? I don't know what it's called in English. What is vignette in English? Oh yeah, look that up. Yeah, vignette. Or is it called vignette? English. Is it called? Oh, is it pronounced vignette?
Vignette. Vignette.
Oh, it's called vignette. Alright, never mind. I am stupid. It's the same word. Oh, I'm gonna try something cooler. See if this looks good or not. this. Have the fingers kinda crumple in a bit. Oh, what the fuck? I have a fucking increased size shortcut. It's kinda crazy. Does this look... it's kinda weird. I think it's just because the angle is off. Can I do this? I can. It doesn't really save it though, does it? A little bit. That looks pretty good actually.
It was just gonna be.
There we go. Oh! Is what he's saying. Let's see here. We need the head to go up here. Since this is an overshoot. Oh, but I kind of want to overshoot it to the like forward though. So I'm gonna have to keep this here. Oh, but it moves up, doesn't it? I gotta think here. Because it does, okay. Like this. Is that correct? Maybe that should be a bit more tilted, like this. No, what's wrong here? It's is it that the hand should be like down, like here? Like here? Something is wrong here. I think it's this arm that's wrong. Oh, right. I know what it is. This should be going down still. Like so. Right. There we go. There we go. Oh, then we have to move the entire guy as well. Is that a bit too much movement though? Let's see.
I was just gonna be a one.
Ah, that's pretty good. Boom. Boom.
I was just gonna be a thing. Alright, I was just gonna be.
Alles gut. Schon alles gut. Fuck, now I'm having his legs move too much. Can he really stabilize here? Sure he can. He just needs to push a bit with his hips. Humping in the air. That looks fine. That looks a bit weird, but kinda works. Maybe I should just move this up a bit though, like this. Do this as well. There we go. Yeah, you can hump pretty well. Like if you only look at this area. If you look at the above area, it looks kind of weird. Looks pretty good.
I was just gonna be a. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time.
Okay, I like this turnaround that he does.
I was just gonna be a one.
Question is, how do we end it? Ay caramba, ay caramba. Thanks. That's the goal.
I was just gonna be.
Trying to make like the most smooth Eevee Blueberry animation.
You have to say for yourself. Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Yeah, that does look pretty good.
Time thing. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
go. Making it a bit different. Moving the hand up a bit maybe. It moves upwards slowly, right? So you want to move the entire thing upwards a bit. Like so. Oh yeah. Animated object, but any object has its own movement and properties. Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a bit like 3D animation then, right? I'm guessing. So you can like does it give you like translation values? I'm guessing like X, Y, Z and rotate values and scale values maybe, and then you can like key specific parts of them maybe, and then put animation layers upon that maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty similar to how 3D animation works as well. Then I'm guessing, because that's pretty much what you do as well. Which is it's very nice to work with these attributes, you know, that you can just change and do things with. The timeline of the animation and the timeline of the objects. The objects have their own timeline, huh? That's very interesting. Oh, alright, do you mean exactly by timeline of the object, you mean like the animation timeline of the object, I'm guessing. So like the attribute has its own timeline kinda that you can play with. So you can like make it loop perhaps. Or maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's very nice. I do miss 3D animation sometimes. It's a lot of fun to do 3D stuff. I'm gonna put that in a bit more. No, you weren't doing 3D stuff, of course. You were doing 2D stuff, but with Blender you can do 2D stuff with like 3D attributes, I'm guessing. So it's like pretty crazy stuff you can do in that software. Sometimes I really wish I picked that thing up, you know. It's good knowledge to have. This should probably move up a bit, like this. Yeah, no, exactly. The more options you have, the better, right? You know, I don't have a lot of options right here, you know. You just gotta kind of brute force a lot of things. But I did, you helped me see that I could brute force some things with the duplicate layer thing and just basically finally be able to copy paste things here. Because I had no idea how I could like copy paste things before in this. Oh yeah, yeah. Blender is capable of mayhem in the worst degrees, in the best ways. It's pretty crazy. Also one of the reasons that is like a bit intense to like try and learn that software. I guess you just have to pick one thing that you want to learn and go with it. There's so many things you can pick, and it's hard to be like, oh, I want to pick that thing. Because like, I don't know, what would I choose to start with if I wanted to learn Blender? Maybe I tried rigging a little bit, and oh my god, that was awful. I do not like, I'm kind of used to Maya rigging, and it's a bit similar obviously, because everything uses bones and whatnot. But holy moly. Yeah, learning anything new is weird as fuck. But like, because animation works so differently, 3D animation works so differently in Blender, because it has the whole pose mode, and like how joints are like an object kinda. It's weird. It's all kind of weird. Oh, I just drew. And then we wanna raise the shoulder a little bit here. Raise the arm a little bit, I guess. Not too much though. This was a bit too wobbly of a line. Oh yeah, true. That is a great place to start. I do think though I could probably do the donut tutorial without the tutorial, because I do know how pretty basic 3D modeling works, like in Maya and whatnot, so I just... Yeah, no, you're right. But like, I know basic modeling. The thing is, like, you have to learn, like you say, like you have to learn how to like navigate a new software, really is what it's about, right? So basically how you open the UV editor, how you UV map your donut, right? Or how you actually create a material in their material viewer or whatever it's called in Blender. I don't know if this is gonna look better or if this is gonna look weirder.
It was just gonna be a one. Yeah, it was just gonna be a one.
Maybe what is it?
Time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one.
Now I'm trying to think the next pose. Fuck. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Since it's still a 3D software, you need a bunch of materials instead. No, you probably have to do it that way. I'm guessing. I don't know. It's... Or maybe you don't. But you wanna know a fun thing with that though? I'm just gonna eat the chip first. One pretty nice thing is that if you color something, let's say you color a hat, a material, and then you don't like it, you can just instantly change all the frames of animation you just did by changing that material however you want. So it's very flexible, you know. Toon Boom has that for its colors. If you've ever worked in Toon Boom Harmony, it's very nice.
Just gonna be a one. It was just gonna.
Uh, oh yeah, you can like key attributes of the material. Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's pretty nice. Not all softwares can handle that kind of stuff. Keying attributes in a material and letting the material like change over time. It's very nice. That's kind of how you make a lot of VFX, I believe. You know, shaders and stuff. You know, it's just animating materials through time by changing their attributes. Kind of, it's very interesting. Although I've never really done any VFX ever, but I'm guessing that's kind of how they do stuff like that.
It was, yeah, it was.
Hmm. Do I do another? Where do I want them to really do a big pose?
Just gonna be a one-time thing. I was, yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. Be a one-time thing. Alright, I was, yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
I'll do just another one. Time to add even more wrinkles and stuff, more details to this character. Let's see here. This is looking a bit weird. Maybe I need to... How do I make it look first? Okay, it's not too odd. Maybe it's because this needs to go up like that and this needs to go down. Now we need to see this back of the hand a bit more. How does the thumb look? Oh yeah. So we want it to kind of go out a bit more. like so. And then we do this one. It's gonna go up, I think. Yeah, we keep it pretty much similar, I think. Keep it pretty samey on this side. Let's see here, and then we move this up. I think this is gonna go up like this, kinda. It's gonna be going up a little bit as well. I think this is technically... How do I do this? Let's draw this thing first. Now we draw this part of the body. I need to think where it's supposed to be placed now, though. So let's see here. Oops. Ooh, I think I have a plan actually of what I want to try. Let's see here. If we go...
It was just gonna be a one-time.
Maybe I do an extreme in between. I guess go like crazy with it. I haven't moved the audio in the timeline, right? No.
Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. We stand here today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
It looks pretty smooth, but there are some things that
Inventor of
are
sliced bread. What do you
weird.
have to say for yourself? Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Whoa, does it skip the look? It's only there for 2 frames though, I guess. Is that why I don't see the... Oh?
Okay, look, it was just gonna be
No, it is skipping that frame, I thought so. This is one of the big problems with Clips 3D Paint, is that it skips frames in playback sometimes. He's supposed to say look here, right?
Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
You see how it skips this mouth here? Look, look, and then it goes.
Okay, look, it was just gonna be a
You see
one-time.
that? In the playback. So annoying. It just doesn't play the animation correctly in the playback. So it's hard to see sometimes if it's wrong. Yeah, this is not the best animation software. Definitely not the best animation software. But you take what you can get for cheap. At least it always looks correct when you export it. It's just in the playback where it looks weird. That's why I often export my animations, like whilst I'm working on them, if I'm working in this software, to kind of see exactly how it looks currently, and then I'll like continue. It's almost like play blasting in Maya, if you know what that is. It's probably called play blasting in Blender as well. But that's basically, I think, yeah. Like, yeah, maybe, possibly, like that could be the thing that it upsets the. But I've noticed that it's just a playback bug. So like usually, if you just wait a bit, like add a new frame or something, it will fix itself. Or at worst, you know, you just restart the software and it will be fine. Usually I just ignore it right now because as long as it's not on the exact spot where I'm working. But it's, yeah, like right now it's not gonna be that bad because it's not, at least it's not here.
I was just gonna be.
This is,
Be a one-time thing. We stand here today with the
oh shit.
inventor of sliced bread.
Yeah, it is quite weird.
Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing. Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Yeah, it was just. This is a G sound,
It's gonna be a one-time thing.
isn't it?
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
I think I need to make a big in between here. I'm talking big in between. Like making these turn into fists. And like having him blink like kind of like this as it's like moving backwards. I think that will look good if I do it like that.
It's gonna be a one-time thing. It's gonna be a one-time thing. Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. I was just gonna be a one-time. I was just gonna be a one-time. It was just gonna be a one-time thing. It's gonna be a one-time thing. It's gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna have to do this playback until I see what I want.
I was just gonna be a one. I was just gonna be a one-time. I was just gonna be a one-time thing. I was just gonna be a one-time thing. I was just gonna be a one-time thing. I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Actually, I think this is a good pose. I think I'm gonna kind of try and just go between having him look left and right in this kind of pose with his arms as well. So it will be like, it's kind of with this. His eyes are, you know, getting. This is a very cartoony mouth. What the fuck? Not really in the style of what I was going for before, but I think it's funny, so we keep it. It's gonna start looking to the right. Which means that this is gonna start going a bit in like this as well. And then we're gonna have have him go in like this. Pull back his thumb, like so. Oh, whoops. He's pulling this back in. I think this is gonna be pulling back out. Sounds a bit gross when I talk about it like that. Let's see here. I'm gonna go in like this. Um, honestly, I'm much happier that I'm fucking listening to this, even though I'm not a big fan of this music either. This music is much better than the fucking royalty-free jazz playlist I was playing before. That just had like "Happy Birthday" on repeat. I don't know why I was listening to that thing. So stupid. I don't know if I listened to it when you were here though. Before, maybe I was. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. Oops. This is pretty chill. This is some pretty chill music. It's kind of nice. Gotta get this in here though a bit better, like this.
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time. Gonna be. Gonna
Oh, how do I go from here? I go...
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time. It was just gonna be a one-time thing. Gonna be a one-time thing. Gonna be a one-time thing.
Do I do a two-framer here maybe? Like this?
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
I like the three-framers in this though.
It was just gonna be a one-time. Gonna be a one-time.
Maybe I should have a smear frame. Is that crazy? Let's try doing a smear frame. Maybe we will finish the animation today. It's looking pretty good. Like, it will be done soon. Let's try and give this some. Fuck. How do I do this thumb though? Like out here maybe?
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
This thing you can't keep on the screen for longer than 1 or 2 frames. That's the thumbnail? Yeah. True. Oh shit, I haven't even thought about that. I need to make a thumbnail for this thing too. Honestly, the thumbnail for this stream is pretty fitting now. I think I just drew this guy reaching for the door for the thumbnail of the stream. Let's see here. What does it say here?
It'll be a one-time thing.
Is it a B sounder?
Be a one-time thing. It's gonna be a one-time thing.
I don't know if I have time for a B mouth, honestly. Maybe if I'm lucky. then we're gonna move this a little bit further to the right, still left, I mean. This too. Okay, this looks good so far. Let's see here. We're gonna want spot it to kind of be here somewhere. I don't know if he should have that big hands though.
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
No, it could be funny actually if they move and fall down a bit. I like that. Very breaking the joint animation, as it's called. Breaking the Joint. Richard Williams Animator Survival Kit. Yada yada yada. Great book that I haven't read. And I can't stop yapping about it for some reason. Oh, how do I do this collar thing now? That's the question. Like, do I draw it actually there? No, I don't. We draw it hitting his face like this. That's cooler. Truly whooshing into pose. What damn, how do I how do I do this? No, that's a bit over the top. Keep the legs pretty straight here. I think we just have to like drag the leg width. Like this maybe. Do you even understand what's happening here? Or is it too cluttered? Maybe. I feel like it's getting a bit unreadable.
Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Maybe not actually. Maybe it's just barely readable. This is looking kind of weird though. Maybe it's the giant hands. Maybe I need to just make them a bit smaller. Go like this. Take this hand. Make it a little bit smaller, like this. Push it forward like that, like so. Maybe the arm should be further forward here. We can try to just, let's see.
Be a one-time thing. Yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. A one-time thing.
Like so. And then this hand is gonna be like, oh shit, how is this hand gonna be like? Like so. Now it's starting to look kind of interesting here, I think. Because we're gonna have him go. Oh my god. Oh, it's like only 4 more drawings left. I'm so hype. Boom. This is gonna go up a bit. And back, I think. How do I connect this arm? Does that work? I think arms are getting a bit too big here actually. I'm starting to go a bit too off model, I'm noticing. Like I'm getting a bit too excited with this animation. Need to just kind of chill out and let him be the same size. A little jig, he is. Nice. I need this to be like a bit more like here maybe. See, repositioning is like in this step. I guess so. I guess he is now.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
I kind of want this one again. But he's getting very big though. Perhaps a bit too big. His hands have been getting bigger and bigger with every movement. But it's kind of funny though. I mean, look at how this looks. This looks so weird. Ah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, you're right, that's true. It does get more frantic and he gets maybe a bit more wobbly, and we even have a smear frame, right? That's pretty stress inducing, right? When your entire body starts smearing a bunch. It is completely intended art direction, and hopefully everyone sees it for that. Yeah.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Well, that happens. But I think I have a plan for the final frame here, which is nice. This classic hand is what I want. And I need it to be like... It needs to stabilize here. His legs are gonna be like over here. It's like the first drawing where I do the legs first.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
It's gonna be all the way back there probably. But I need to make this head first. Like this. It was just going to be a one-time thing.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Let's go. Oh, come on.
One-time thing.
Like so. I should probably make this hand a bit smaller so it doesn't get too over exaggerated.
it was just gonna be a one-time thing. It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Shit. I didn't think here.
Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Oh, the audio just fucking crashed. I need to save. Maybe I should do that before everything crashes and I die. Let's see here. Okay, it's saved. Let's see, how does this look?
Standard today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
I need to rethink his positioning here. Oops. Or like, that is fine, but the head needs to be repositioned. Like the head needs to be like up here somewhere, no? Let's see here. Boom, boom. Ay caramba, this needs to be further out to the left. Like out here. Or at least this needs to be. Let's just remove that. Let's try and think. Oh my god, this frame was a lot harder than I expected it to be. Ay caramba. Let's redo this whole thing kinda. Let's think, what do we have here? Whoop, boom, bam. Right, I want him to go forward here actually. What am I doing? Don't I? Oh yes I do. Let's just grab these lines and redo the camp placement. Like this is getting increasingly harder. scheiße. This really is going crazy at the end. Holy fuck, like the animation is going, I don't know, it's going down the drain kinda. Where the fuck is this going exactly? Alright, I need this to be further up here, of course.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
This is looking kinda crazy.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Ay caramba. Now, do we want him to smile at the end, maybe? A little bit of a cheeky smile. Second to last drawing here, by the way. We are definitely closing in now on the ending here. Wowzers! Wowzers, Bowsers. Okay, let's see here.
just gonna be a one-time thing. I'm thi-
Oh, we're almost there. I was wrong, by the way. I just realized it's at least 3 more drawings. Oh my god. How long have I been animating now? Oh, 3 hours? Oh my god. But I think I can do the last 3 drawings, right? Shouldn't be too hard. Ah. Yeah, I lie.
I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
But it's
Stand
looking
here
really
today
good.
with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, I was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Yes. Yeah, of course. That does happen. I've had it happen where it's like, this looks good. Do I need to do more, really? Because whenever you need to do more, you need to do like you have to always get through a little ugly phase where it's not finished yet until you'd make another piece part or whatever of the animation, and then it starts looking better. But yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Definitely. Wait, this needs to go forward, doesn't it?
It's gonna be a one-time thing.
One time. It's yeah, good question. I mean, yes. Sometimes when I'm very proud of something, I do rewatch it a lot. Yeah, pushing through can be quite difficult because that can also entail redoing a bunch of things, or as they call it in the industry, destroying, what is it, kill your darlings, destroy your darlings, when you have to basically just be like, yeah, no, actually, if for this to work, I have to remove this or change this. It can be very hard to do sometimes. Uh, but yeah, it's a process. Just trusting the process, right? That's what they say. It takes a toll. It takes a toll, and but it's very nice when you're finally finished to just rewatch. Like I'm gonna be rewatching this animation a lot, I think, because this one is one of the better looking ones that I've been doing recently. So you know, like, I mean, even the professional work that I did before was not like good looking. It was just kind of like work stuff. So it's nice to just kind of be able to really stretch and kind of flex your animation muscles a bit more. Try and make something more pretty. And small mini skits and unserious projects are perfect for that. For me at least. Bigger projects usually tend to just not get finished, and then I have nothing to show for a bunch of work. So it's smart to just kind of do that. Oops. Let's see here.
It's gonna be a one-time thing.
And now we gotta do the legs. Let's see here. Yeah, no, exactly. Big projects are great with big groups, you know. Because even then, if it doesn't get finished, you usually do get enough people working on something that you get something that looks cool and you can be proud of the work you've done specifically. But big projects alone, you know, they never end and they never look good and they never. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard. It's a lot harder to do that.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Now I'm thinking, do I go crazy on the last 2 frames or do I just go smooth?
It's gonna be a one-time thing.
What I mean by that is I can do something stupid. Ah, whatever. I think I'll just go normal because I'm too tired. I'm too tired. Now I just want this to kind of be over with. You know, if I'm fast enough, you know, the editing that I want to do for this thing might be finished later today. So this animation could be up today actually. If it was crazy, it would just be that there because there's only 2 frames left. It's an M mouth because he's saying what does he say?
It was just gonna be a one-time.
Oh, yeah, it was just gonna be a one-time thing when you don't hear the rest of the you just hear right? So it's gonna be a and a and you could do in 2 frames like a extreme, like if you look at this, like his shoulders are like and then in the next one and he's like really, and the mouth like like it's very expressive. Or you just go the realistic route since he's talking rather somewhat normally and just have him follow the motion I've already started doing for him. The crazy route is like it's a fun finisher, but it's also hard to get looking, or not hard, but it takes a little second to make it really look good. It doesn't need to look good though, of course, but It's kind of easy to just let him be and just let him say his final line here. You know, I've noticed you have a Club Penguin profile pic. I used to play that game when I was a kid. Like, very young actually. I was probably like 8 or 9 years old playing that game back in the day. I just remember it had some. I have some great memories from that game. I usually played as a green penguin. Because green was my favorite color. Yeah, I don't know if it's is it still up? I know that Disney bought it or something back in the day. Or back in the day, I guess that was pretty recently actually. Or by recently, that's still like 10 years ago probably. It's killed, yeah. I can imagine that being the case. Doesn't sound too surprising. Disney is good at killing things. Yeah, that sucks. Classic Disney. Yeah, I loved making a penguin and then trying to get all this. I never played as a premium or member, whatever it's called, membership. I never had that, but I still loved like becoming an agent, doing agent missions, uh, the card jutsu or whatever it's called, and like beating the master. Yeah, that's awesome. For a school project once, when I was in animation school, or like video game animation school, I guess is what you would call it, I suppose. Is I For one of the games we were making, I was animating some emotes for the characters we had in the game, and one of the emotes I did was the Club Penguin dance. Such a classic dance. On like a 3D animated rig.
It's gonna be a one-time thing.
Yeah. This is the last drawing now, finally. Jesus. Pulled that one out of the club one time. It works better than I thought. Oh yeah. That I can imagine. It's a pretty hard dance to pull off though when you gotta do the big ass squat thing that they do when they just sit down on the floor. I'm sure you could do it. Gonna give him a very expressive ending. He's really screaming here. Going hyperspeed mode here to try and just finish this thing off. Alright, let's just put it there. Oh my god! Let's save it. Let's take a look. Oh my god.
We stand here today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, we're just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
It's pretty good. Looks pretty good.
It was just gonna be a one-time thing.
Whew. Now there's technically only one more thing to do before I'm actually fully finished. I know, weren't you fully finished a second ago? Pretty much. Let's fucking go indeed. Now it's just this very small cleanup thing that I do here, where I'm like removing this. It's a bit annoying that I have to do this, but it's easiest this way. Since it's black and white, it's a pretty easy way to just fix this part of the whole animation. Then you just do that, and we can just look at. As for this hand here, I think I'm gonna fill it in with white later on. Could actually try to do that. I will try to do that later. Let's see here. Here we need a new one of these. Here too. Yeah, exactly. That intro and outro would be fucking awesome. To have an intro and an outro for a 7-second video. I actually did I had an old YouTube channel, like before even Blueberry, so I was probably like 12 or something. I had a YouTube channel where I also like did kind of Game Grumps animated or small skits that were barely animated, like they were not even animated. And they could have like that channel could have videos that were like, yeah, like a few seconds long, and then have an outro for like half a minute with like a copyrighted song or something where it said subscribe. It's a pretty good practice to do that. Alright. Now, it's finally finished. And I think I have an idea of how I want to edit this later. But we might as well do this just for the end of the stream. We export the animation, even though it's not fully finished yet, but whatever. I'll have to see my folders. But I will basically call it bread work in progress. Okay. And then we take this and then we take a look at...
We stand here today with the inventor of sliced... We stand here today with the inventor of sliced bread. What do you have to say for yourself? Okay, look, it was just gonna be a one-time thing. Alright, it was just gonna be a one-time thing.
That looks pretty good. Alright. We are finished, and I have to leave now. We have been animating for a little bit over 3 hours, and we did... I don't remember exactly where we stopped. Thank you. I think we stopped... was it here? Where did we stop yesterday? I guess it was here. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18... 18 frames. GG's. Alright, that's great. I'll see you later, pal. It was great having you here. Oh, that's great. Good job. That's awesome. Always great to get some chores done, get some drawings done. So that's awesome. I'll see you when I stream next, but expect this video to be up in like, I don't know, today or tomorrow or something. So I'll see you. I gotta go. Hearts. Bye bye.